If there's one thing about the Korean automakers, it's that they don't stand still. A lot of people may remember Hyundai when it advertised its accent as being the cheapest car in Canada. Well, that isn't the case anymore. The company has moved upscale with a lot of its models, including this one, the 2014 Santa Fe XL. There are now two Santa Fe models, the smaller one, which is called the Santa Fe Sport, and this one, the XL, with 3 rows of seats. This one starts in front-wheel drive at $30,999. All the other trim levels, the Premium, the Luxury, and this one, the Limited, have all-wheel drive. The Premium starting at $35,000. This one is $43,399, and it's got the 6 seats. You can also get it with 7 seats, but this one's a little bit fancier. We have captain's chairs in the middle. All Santa Fe XL models have a 3.3-liter V6 under the hood, making 290 horsepower, 252 foot-pounds of torque. Gasoline direct injection, meaning that the fuel is directly injected into the combustion chamber. It doesn't save fuel by itself. What it does is it allows engineers to tweak the engine for better fuel efficiency. In the case of this vehicle, we're looking at published fuel figures of 11.8 liters per 100 in the city, 8 liters on the highway. Now those are 2014 numbers, and you're going to see a little bit of a difference when the 2015s come out, because Natural Resources Canada is using a different testing cycle. Instead of just 2 cycles to see what vehicles are doing, they're going to put in 5, which is closer to what the US does. You're going to see poorer fuel economy numbers next year, but they're also going to be more realistic. Rather than offer individual options, Hyundai puts a list of features on each trim level. The next trim level up, you get more stuff. And on this high level one, you're getting pretty much everything. Navigation, in this one, saddle leather interior, and the seats are both heated and cooled. Power lift gate, dual zone automatic climate control, blind spot monitor, and an interior that looks really good for the price. One of the things I've always found with Hyundai is that as nice as the cars are, there's always something that's a little out of place. So you'll get a really nice car and then something's just a little cheap. So far, I haven't found anything like this on the Santa Fe XL. Everything really looks top-notch. Even where you do get a bit of hard plastic, there's not too much of it, and it looks pretty good. It might surprise you to know that one of the most popular segments in Canada is actually the compact SUV. And this Santa Fe XL is certainly not compact. This is a big vehicle. It's long, it's wide, and that's something you have to keep in mind when you're looking at it. It's got a big footprint. It's a lot to park. It's going to be a lot to get into your garage, so take your measurements before you go to the dealership. The smaller Santa Fe Sport is actually a pretty nimble little vehicle. This one, well, it's still got the good response. It handles well. It has a nice steering feel, but you definitely know that you're driving a big vehicle. You look back and there's a lot behind you. It's, well, nimble is not the word. Now the big question, do you get something like this or do you get a minivan? And while I can't answer that for you, one thing to consider is, for practicality, I don't think you can beat a minivan. When it comes to the sliding doors, the easier access, well, you know, you can't beat that. But on the other hand, a lot of people don't like the stigma attached to a minivan. And an SUV, well, that's just more their style. So again, you've got to look at what you need, what you want, make the comparison, but don't forget minivans. They're still around, even if Hyundai doesn't make one anymore. Now, if you're looking at this as an alternative to a minivan, this is where it counts, the third row. It's a little more spacious than some, but these are naturally cramped. Really, you're looking at a space for children or for adults who are taking a short ride, because these seats aren't really all that comfortable. There's not a lot of legroom and they're very flat. Of course, if you're carrying cargo, these fold down, as do the second row seats, to give you a lot more cargo space than you will in some other vehicles. Now, these really aren't very comfortable seats. They're very hard and it's cramped. But there are a few things make it a little bit better. There's cup holders and a bin, and I've got a temperature control and fan control. So even though I'm at the back of the bus, I can at least make my environment a little more to my liking. Now the three-row SUV category isn't Canada's largest segment, but the XL does have some competition. Vehicles like the Buick Enclave, the Ford Flex, and even luxury models like the Mercedes-Benz GL. But the Santa Fe XL does bring a lot to the table. You've got a luxury interior, a lot of features, a relatively low price, and a really long warranty. So if you're in the market for something this big, put this one on the test drive list.